Have you ever ran into this problem before? You sit down, you're about to watch your preferred choice of streaming service to catch a movie, then you're just browsing the platform, seeing all the movies, possibilities, genres, etc., etc. You're just like, seen it, or meh, or I don't think I'd enjoy this movie. Somehow you just got yourself talked out of watching a specific movie. What do you do now? Well, you go to another streaming service and you do the same thing. Oh man, I want to watch a particular movie that was here about a month ago, but it's no longer there. You're out of luck, you can't watch a movie, and you just really don't want to watch anything. So what do you do now? Well, you just sit on your phone and scroll, or you leave one of those repetitive movies watched thousands and thousands of times in the background. We've all been in this situation before, at least once or twice, or for some people, this may be like a daily occurrence type of situation. Ever since the rise of streaming platforms and people cutting the cord on cable, it just seems like we've done a 360 again. We're in the same situation of having to have multiple services of streaming to catch certain shows, certain movies on certain platforms, unable to break away from cable cords like we intended to. Remember when you would have to have a specific package to watch your NFL game, or a specific package to watch your music videos, cartoons, your whatever your family was into in the 2000s when cable TV was like really mainstream at the time? I think it sucks that we're back here paying multiple services for different shows, movies, and all this other stuff. Like, this is the reason why everybody left cable in the first place. One streaming service that I could always rely on for different variety, for just different postings of movies and just good times of watching it, Tubi. Tubi has been the ultimate savior in just times like this, not wanting to pay multiple services for streaming, find a movie, don't mind too many ads, but still being able to watch more than one movie on the platform and having a good different variety. Most of these movies you wouldn't find on Netflix. Most of these movies you would find probably in the back of a video store, or some guy at the video store recommended it to you. And I'm talking out my age at this point because you're just thinking, Griff, when the hell has there been a video store in 2025? Well, listen, I was born in the 1990s, 1990X to be exact, so I had a little bit of a relationship with video stores and Blockbuster. The closest Blockbuster near me at the time of being a child was about a 10-minute walk, less than a mile, maybe about 5-6 blocks from my house. I spent most of my Friday nights there, and once I was old enough to go walking on my own and go to Blockbuster to pick up my own games and drop off my own movies, I enjoyed it. I picked up some of the best movies I've never heard of or just decided to watch. And I'm feeling the same nostalgia with Tubi. You go on there, you see what you got, and then you're just like, whoa, this movie's on here, I've never heard of it, it's directed by so-and-so, or at that point, it might have been a precursor to like a Friday the 13th movie. One that I watched recently on there in the past couple months was The Burning, which I've talked about before, or the movie The Burning came out in 1981, exactly 1 year and 1 month after the original Friday the 13th was released. And honestly, spoilers for the first Friday the 13th, it wasn't Jason Voorhees who was the killer, but it was his mother, Pamela Voorhees. So in a sense, you could say that The Burning basically set up the blueprint for what would become the franchise of Friday the 13th, Part 2, Part 3, and etc. Going back to Tubi though, I would have never watched if I didn't do any research, or if I just didn't remember watching somebody name drop this movie, etc., etc. Some of these movies you have to do a bit more digging around, searching, because how would I have known that one of my favorite actors of all time, Jason Alexander from Seinfeld, he was in it as well. A very young Jason Alexander, I may add, but still, overall, knowing this is just kind of cool, you know? I would have never guessed. I'm a huge Seinfeld fan, not of Jerry Springer, but the show. So it just goes to show that I really enjoy these types of movies that you would have never watched. Like I said, this is the type of movies that you would walk past by Blockbuster in the horror section, look at the cover and just be like, wow, you know what? The Burning, you check it out, you rent it, you'd come back, you'd get another recommendation, etc. Tubi gives the video store clerk in his mid-20s, early teens recommendation to all movies of all kinds, depending on what your gist is. Mainly horror, but there's a good selection of movies that you could browse around on Tubi. If you've made it past far this video, make sure to hit a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel today. Would really appreciate it, and it helps support the channel for free. So if you had a quick second, please do so. Join the Discord, follow me on socials, follow me on TikTok, follow me on X, all that good stuff down below. Okay, back to the video. I'm not even sure if I've mentioned this at all, but Tubi is 100% free $99, and it is also free $99 to make an account. Also, disclaimer, this is not a paid sponsorship or any of that stuff, even though I am open to the idea of it. So Tubi, or if anybody's watching at Tubi, check your boy out. But seriously though, there's so much to offer on this platform. You go under the genres and you get to pick what you want. You want a book based off a movie, you want whatever, you can just find it there as you really dig deep enough. I'm sure there's something for everybody on Tubi, but when I say that, I can't praise this streaming service enough. It's true. Times are being so freaking don't want to talk about that. In retrospect, a lot of people have escapism with television, movies, and shows just like myself. So just kind of seeing this sort of stuff is just kind of really good to see. This is the stuff we need. They have a good variety. Most of the time, some of the good movies do leave, but of course, all things have to come to an end like that. Fortunately, not everything will stay, but for the most part, there'll be something else to replace it with on there as well. And you could go and see for yourself. There's a good variety for everybody, with the price being not breaking the bank, and you can stomach in some ads. Well, then it's not really that much bad as, say, having Hulu with ads as well, or any of that sort of stuff. Eventually, until, God forbid, that they start adding ads for Netflix, like the same way YouTube does and all that other stuff, well, we can only hope till then. We have an amazing selection of movies to watch, and I wish I could give you a list of movies to watch on Tubi right now. By the time you're watching this, or I decide to upload this video, it probably won't be up there on streaming service anymore. Unfortunately, I do have some honorable mentions I do want to say that I did discover while watching Tubi. Now, I know some of these movies you could watch on any other platform or might have discovered them, but for me, I might have discovered them through Tubi. So some of them being both Attack and Return of the Killer Tomatoes. I've heard about this movie for so long, and I'm finally glad I was able to watch it. Most of the Evil Bong series movies, it's a horror movie about an evil bong, and some of these are entertaining for the most part, but I recommend everybody to check out at least Evil Bong 1 to 6 at least, because I believe there's 8 movies, or I lost track, but Tubi should have most of them. This one took me forever, but Willy's Wonderland, oh my god, it was basically like a FNAF ripoff before FNAF, and honestly, this is what FNAF could have been, but honestly, finally getting watching it on Tubi was so refreshing to watch. I love Nicolas Cage, even though he really doesn't have a speaking role in the movie besides just the grunts and screams he yells. SLC Punk is hands down one of my favorite roles that Matthew Lillard has been in of all time, and I have to say this movie is one of my favorites of all time, and this only makes sense being on Tubi. Sorry for the lack of different movies, genres for me to give out recommendations. This last recommendation I have is this 2007 movie called Wreck, which was remade into Quarantine a few years later here in America. But I highly recommend watching the original Wreck. I believe it is a Spaniard movie. I remember watching it once a year ago at a friend's house because he told me about it, and there's multiple sequels to the Wreck franchise. So if you ever have a chance and could enjoy some subtitles, this is a hell of a good movie to watch. It's basically better than Quarantine 1 and 2. Yeah, there was a second Quarantine that went straight to DVD. That's all the time we have today, but seriously though, go check out Tubi, go check out the selection, go make yourself a free account. It's free. There's no chance if it's wasting space. I would say delete Netflix, cut the cord, do what you have to do, but seriously, check out Tubi. It's a wide selection of films. I can't praise it for just being free, and I could stomach a few ads like I said. I've sound like a repeated record on this video, but I seriously can't get enough people to start looking into Tubi as an alternative of cutting the cable cord from streaming services. You know, most of you might be pirates. If you know, you know. Most of you are hardworking, wanting to spend money on a streaming service. Well, then put your money... No, don't put your money on Tubi. Sign an account, make it. There you go. You'll have some free entertainment. That's one challenge I might see myself doing, is cutting all the platforms but just keeping Tubi. and physical media. That might be something I might do in the future. We'll see. Anyways, if you made it this far in the video, please check out my other ones as well. I really appreciate everybody stopping by to check out the videos. Shout out to all the new subscribers, and thanks everybody for the love and support lately. I appreciate you so much, and I hope to be making more videos soon and cranking them out at a faster time. I apologize with that, but thanks everybody for sticking around and watching this one. Till then, I'll see you on the next one. This is Gribbs 138 clocking out. Till next time, I'll see you on the internet. Bye-bye.